Nobody answered my question when I asked them, how can the soul burn? Then they say it's spiritual fire. Okay, now how can that soul feel pain?
Now, I usually don't do this whole debate thing, but you've been hitting at my belief system a lot, and I may have got some texts about confusing things that you have been promoting and lying about my belief system. So we're going to have to handle that right now. And take everything I say as facts, because only truth comes from this vessel. So I recall you said, how can a soul burn? Because a soul can't feel pain. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what a soul is for the people that don't know what a soul is. See, the soul, unlike the flesh, is immaterial. See, it's the thing that takes up residence in the body to give it life. Kind of like a phone, electricity. See, you can't have life in a body without a soul. Just like you can't have life in a phone without electricity or it being charged, stuff like that. But the term soul can be used to refer to people as a whole, because even though we have this flesh, we are souls. We are just souls inside of a body. For example, if someone dies, God forbid, the soul leaves the body, but the body is dead. The soul is not dead. The soul is you. The body is the vessel. That's what you were in. Now that we know what a soul is, let's hit your question. If I'm not mistaken, you did say you were a Christian for 16 years. So with that being said, you should know about Jesus dying on the cross and being resurrected, and also appearing before his disciples in John chapter 20, verses 26 through 29. Now, after the resurrection of Jesus Christ, he appeared before his disciples again in John chapter 20, verse 26 through 29. But get this, he was not in this fleshly, physical body, but he was in the spirit, his spiritual body. And the spiritual body still looked identical to his physical, fleshly body. And we know this because of John chapter 20, verse 27, where Jesus says to Thomas, "Look at my hand." This shows that in the spiritual body, he still had a hand, identical to the fleshly body. Lower down in verse 27, he tells Thomas to touch his side so that he can feel. Now, from that, we know that Jesus is able to feel in the spiritual body. He's able to communicate in the spiritual body. He's able to walk. He's even able to phase through doors and stuff like that. He's able to still feel, communicate, comprehend in the spiritual body. Now, with that being said, when we are absent from the body, we know that we're able to still feel, speak, communicate, and do all these things because we see that Jesus was able to do that in his spiritual body as well. Now, how can your soul feel the pain in hell if your physical body is not involved? When you say all the nerves and stuff like that, yeah, we're going to get into that too. Let's say dreams. Wet dreams. We're not going to say what they actually are. We're going to say that for another video. In a wet dream, you're able to feel the emotion of lust. You're able to communicate and talk to the person whom which you're about to interact with. You're able to feel the interaction all without your physical body being there. In the same way you can feel in that, the same way you can feel in hell.